Hey guys, I am MG, and today I'll be looking at Shrek, which is a 2001 American animated fantasy film that is based on a 1990 book with the same name and is about Shrek learning to open up his emotions while also finding his true love and friends. It was directed by Andrew Adamson and Vicky Jensen, and it was written by a whole lot of people. However, why don't we stop burping and start reviewing right now? This film is weird to me, not only because of how gross some of the humor is, but also because of how I don't have much to say about it, and yet I had a really great time watching it. I think my biggest compliment towards this film is just the main characters and voice acting. Shrek was a really endearing protagonist, with a satisfying character arc of learning how to open up towards others. That was just really believable, and you understand why Shrek doesn't want to open up his emotions, because of how lonely he is, and that no one really liked him, with a really fun and mature performance from Mike Myers, who is excellent at making Shrek enjoyable and interesting at the same time, who has really great chemistry with Fiona and Donkey. And speaking of those characters, they're really likable as well. Donkey was very funny, with a lot of hilarious interactions with Shrek, but he also proves to be a really meaningful character, who is not only funny, but also really genuine when he challenges Shrek to open up his feelings, and that he's not treated like an animal sidekick just for comic relief. And Eddie Murphy was my favorite performer in the whole film, who was really energetic and greatly embodying his voice for his character. Fiona was really likable, who has almost perfect chemistry with Shrek, with a lot of really sweet moments between the two. And she has a good amount of fun moments as well, like when she beats up the Merryman. In fact, remember when I said that I wanted Leia to be much more capable in my Star Wars review? Well, Fiona is the exact character I wanted her to be, and Cameron Diaz was really riveting in her acting that makes her character work immensely well. The story was very compelling for almost the entire runtime, and it delivers a great moral message that is really neat. I'm also really impressed with the animation, and it doesn't look very dated. All the setting shots, the character movements, still look really good to this day, even over 20 years later. The soundtrack with all the pop songs playing were fun too, with my favorite being the Believer song. The All-Star scene was really impactful, yes, but I kind of love a Believer song more because of how much fun it is in general. The humor was really mature, but was kind of funny, unlike some jokes in Moana, and the mature jokes work as well, but not every single one works, like when Donkey is setting out a fire. The action is surprisingly really strong, with a standout being the entire Dragon Castle sequence, which was pretty enticing and very well executed. And have I mentioned yet that this film uses swears? Like, it is weird, especially for a kids film, but it still doesn't feel out of place, and are generally very funny when the characters say these swears. So yeah, this film is great, but remember when I said that the story was compelling for almost the entire runtime? Yeah, I don't really love a misunderstanding. It gives us a hallelujah scene that was really effective, but it was the only part in the story that wasn't very fun, and it kind of gets resolved too easily in my opinion, while also making the chemistry of Shrek and Fiona not all that perfect. And there would have been better if Farquaad affects their relationship, and not this misunderstanding that was kind of thrown in for no reason. And speaking of Farquaad, he is kind of forgettable. John Lithgow was pretty menacing in his acting, I like all the short jokes with him, and he's sinister enough in his scenes, but I wanted him to affect the plot and be in the film more as well, which could have made him more of an effective antagonist. But even when this film could have been better in some ways, I still had a really great time watching it. That I would recommend it for pretty much everyone. So go ahead and watch it, and I promise you that you will have a great time. 8.7 out of 10. Goodbye everyone, and thank you for watching. Bye.